happening, guys? This is Jason with Bash RC 24/7. Alright, this is my DHK Optimus XL, which I like a lot. I've got some new plans for it here coming soon. I'm going to try to start looking to hit the 100 mile per hour mark with this thing, but I've got some work to do before I can do that. But the reason I'm making this video tonight is because I don't know if y'all can tell by looking at it, what the difference is. um, well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's right there. Here, this is the original motor mount that came with it. It's got these 4 holes here on the bottom where it bolts to the chassis. But every one of these holes, every last one of them, has stripped out. So if y'all seen the other video I made about where I tried to do something to temporarily resolve this issue, which kind of worked a little bit, but it didn't really work very well, so I wouldn't recommend it. I used some more coarse thread screws. I could maybe try to drill it out and go up to a M4. It was originally an M3. But I really just wanted to get rid of this motor mount. I don't like it, because it limits the diameter of the can I can use to a 36. However, I have seen one guy, can't think of his channel's name right now, but he modded it to be able to fit a 40 millimeter can, which, as you can see, it's kind of a clamping motor mount. But not to mention the heads on these screws have stripped out also. A lot of the screws from that I got with this kit have stripped. Fortunately, none of them have left me with having to break something to get the screw out so I can replace the part. That hasn't occurred yet. I've always been able to figure a way to get the screw out so far, which is often very difficult with the hex screws. But anyway, so that out of the way, I took and used a motor mount from I think this was actually the original stock motor mount that came with my A959B, which is for a 540 motor in that little buggy. And I probably won't do any more work actually to this, because I'm going to order a I guess an 8 scale motor mount, something more similar to what my MBX7 uses, which has it has a part that clamps to the chassis, and then the motor clamps to a second part, and it slides out, and it's got M4 screws, which are bigger, with a 2.5 millimeter hex head, which is a lot more durable as far as not stripping it out when trying to torque it down. So anyway, I'm eventually going to switch to that, but for now this is going to work. It's only being held by 2 screws, which is what my MBX7 uses, is just 2 screws, but they're bigger screws. They're M4, which these are M3. But I did put some thread locker on them, so it should hold pretty good. I had to drill the holes out in the mount to whatever I don't know what the size of the screw or the drill piece I use, but they're M3 screws, so I guess it's 3 millimeters. So I found a screw that was exact size, and I just threaded it in. I wasn't able to tap it or anything to put new threads in it, but it seems to be holding pretty well. I would have added a 3rd screw right here somewhere, but let's see if I can show you guys. No, I can't really show you, but where the holes are, the original mount holes for the motor mount, they're kind of raised up, leaving a gap between where if I were to put a screw in, there'd be a gap. I'd have to put some sort of washer down under there. I just didn't feel like dealing with all that, to keep the space between it, or it would pull the back side of the motor down once I tighten it down. making the gear mesh a little bit, cockeyed, or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so yeah, this one has the heatsink designed into the motor mount. So I went ahead and just took the heatsink off of my Blackout that came with it and put it on there for now. I did design it so that right now I've got a 15 tooth pinion. You can see it's got a little bit a little bit of room to slide, slide back, which would be this direction. So this right here kind of gives you an indication. I don't know, I could probably get at least a 19 or 20 tooth pinion, I think. But so anyway, it's definitely, I've already tested it. I took it to the track and tested it out. Ran a whole battery through it. Had no issues at all. So if any of you guys are having the same issue, and you want to repair it cheaply, and you may have an old motor mount like this similar to it laying around, just gotta, I did have to put new holes in the motor mount because the holes that were on it were designed for the A959, which were closer together. So but it seems to be working really well, so we'll see how it holds up. And I went ahead and put my 2650 kV motor back in it because this motor is a little bit shorter. The kV is really high. It doesn't really have much low end torque. On the track that I run it at, a lot of the jumps are coming right out of a turn, so you really need the low end torque to be able to boost you up into the air and over and land the jump correctly. And I was just having an issue with that. So since I've had this motor in, like I said, I did take it to the track one time so far, and it seemed to do a whole lot better. This motor is not as fast as this one, from what I can tell. I never did do a speed test with this motor in it because of all the issues I was having with the motor mount. The mesh kept getting messed up because the screws would come loose and it would just back off of the spur gear there, and I don't want to strip the Mod 1 spur gear, which is usually a tough thing to do as long as your mesh is good. So, alright guys, I think that's about it. Y'all have any comments, questions, let me know in the comment section, and I'll try to answer as quick as I can. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.